Hello and welcome to Chill Under Pressure. I'm Les.
I'm Rodney.
I'm Ryelee.
And I'm Liz.
And for those of you who don't know, Ryelee and Liz are with LZR, and they market. They do marketing.
they do market.
LZR Marketing.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
So, special guest. They do a lot for us. They're very good at what they do. And we just wanted to have a chat about marketing. When we talk, like Adam will say he's really good at marketing, and he's not here because this is the LZR Marketing video podcast. So we left him out so you guys can tell us about marketing.
I love it. Are we going for like a count of marketing in this or something?
Like how many times you say it?
It's like a drinking game later.
Already. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's it.
We got it.
Just making sure everyone's following along.
Marketing.
So, but why don't you tell us a little bit about you guys?
Oh,
Liz?
Me?
Yeah, open.
Where should I start?
Not at first.
You
Not
got
at
40 minutes.
I was born.
How much do you want to get to?
I was born in Jackson, Michigan. Wait, where am I really starting?
What?
Tell us a little bit about how you got into marketing.
How I got into marketing.
You worked with us at Rapid Recovery.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And started there. I think that's probably where you got your introduction in, not into marketing, but into like that refrigerant side, but that's not what we're talking about. But
yeah.
Anyway, maybe start from there and how you got to know us and what you did there and what's developed since then.
Yeah, I started at Rapid pretty much. Actually, I think I had like a week of college left. I had done internships and stuff like that, but it was kind of like my first like bigger job, I guess you would say. And yeah, I started doing graphic design there, and then by the end of it, I was doing marketing, as you say.
Good, way to catch on.
Pretty much everything, yeah. And then, I don't know, I mean, we did pretty much everything there, literally.
I think we tried to turn you into a developer at one point.
Yeah, I did a little bit of that, some Salesforce stuff, literally all over the place. And then, introduction to refrigerant, all that stuff. Prior to that, I had worked in like print shops, so refrigerant in general was pretty like foreign to me. So definitely a lot of learning curves there, but I think I caught up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
They came back to you. So.
Yeah, so that's a good sign. And then after I left there, I went and worked at an agency, and that's where I met Ryelee.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that's my introduction.
There you go. Introduction.
Yeah.
Ryelee.
Before I met Liz at said agency, I was contracted with Google. I learned everything from the ground up. Previous to that, I was working in the financial sector, so complete 180. Originally wanted to do pharmacy, ended up in marketing. So yeah, very weird trajectory. It's very organic chemistry, digital ads, it's fine.
Right.
But yeah, so once I was done at that agency, contracting with Google, there I was a trainer for both sales of Google ads, Google local services, and then also the account managers there. Went to an agency and met Liz. And then during COVID, it's just super boring, right? Everyone's sitting at home. We're like, what should we do? And we're like, why don't we create our own business? Didn't go over too well with the agency we worked with when we did that.
Yeah.
But luckily, a cool company that was just starting out called FM Hero, not sure if you've heard of them, they reached out to us, I think,
familiar.
Yeah.
And little known fact, Chill Under Pressure, sponsored by
FM Hero. Full circle, yeah. But yeah, they reached out to us, I probably think the month that we got fired, and we're like, let's go. Like, we'll do it, right?
Yeah. I think it was probably within a couple weeks. Right before, yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, now we're here. Recently, we've worked on trying to figure out, like, laser marketing, right? People are like, well, what does laser marketing do? And we're like, marketing, right?
Marketing.
But
Marketing.
It's such an ambiguous term. It's so broad. There's so much that goes into different aspects of marketing and what we do and how we do it. And so we've been trying to, like, develop kind of a short little elevator pitch or like description of what laser marketing is. And Laser Marketing is a white glove marketing agency that acts as a fractional CMO or brand developer for companies that are either established in their industry or just starting out. So there it is. That's what we do. And
Nice, yeah.
I just kind of
she just made that up right now.
literally just testing things out. No big deal.
Yeah.
I'm just practicing my marketing skills. But yeah, outside of work, which is a lot of what we do on a daily basis, is just working as business owners. But we also have twins. And
what part of the marketing do they do?
The stress part of it.
Well, Harlow took my my book when I'm in meetings and stuff, and I was trying to do some work that I needed to get done on a deadline. She started to scribble in it. So yeah, she's trying to learn how to write so that maybe she can take the notes for me. But yeah, they are.
She's just like,
they're wonderful.
Don't know what you're doing.
Just turned 2.
Like, yeah, she's like, the AI took wrong notes. I'm
gonna figure this out for you now. But yeah, so they just turned 2, so super busy, but great. They have their little personalities now.
Yeah,
reminds me of myself, and that mirror is harsh to look in sometimes.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Kids will reflect.
I was like, oh, that's me.
Like, stop stomping your feet. And my dad's like, that's you.
Like, right. Like, where did they learn that from? And they're like, wait a minute.
I always get that with phrases when you start talking. It's like, you hear these phrases over and over, and you're like, where did that come from? And then, like, my wife will say something. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's about us and what we've done and where we ended up where we are now.
Very good. So where do you think a lot of people miss the mark on their marketing? What is it, like in setting goals, or is it in realistic expectations in a realistic timeline? Or
I would definitely say like realistic expectations in a timeline. Like, we see that constantly. People start running ads and they're like, why am I not getting conversions? They've been running for 5 hours. And it's like, okay, well, it's going to take a second.
Your ads aren't even approved yet to run. So, yeah, I would definitely say expectations. I think with the expectations is also, it does come into like the budgets and they want the most for the least amount of money, right? And so you're like, well, we could get you there, but it's going to be X. And they're like, well, get me here with Y. And you're like, I can try to see what we can do, and maybe we have to approach it in a different way, or maybe it's going to have that conversation of like, if we can do it with this, but it's going to take this much more time to get to that goal, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. But it is definitely a hard conversation when you have to just be like, oh, I know you have these hopes and dreams, but I'm here to crush them. No, I'm just here to, just with our expertise and the amount of time that we've been in the space, it's just a constant iteration of testing. And I think a lot of people don't understand that, and that these bigger companies that they see have tens to hundreds of people that are working on their marketing, and whether that's throughout different companies that they contract with, whether that's in their own internal development, they are constantly doing iterations. Some fail, some pass with flying colors, right? And so that's what we love about marketing too, is that it's always so different. And I was just explaining to Adam the other day that you could have 2 companies that are exactly the same, provide the exact same services. You can run the exact same campaigns and they will perform completely different. And you're like, well, why?
It's the logo.
It is mostly the logo, which then I would refer to Liz, because that's not me. But yeah, it's just like the different messaging that you have, the different promotions you're setting out, what your competitors look like. And so that leads into a bigger conversation. It's like, okay, well, Jimmy's doing great over here. You thought that you could replicate what he's doing, but you're a different company. You need your own brand, your own voice, your own authority. And so helping people build that is really cool.
How much, so there's a lot of coaching, right, going through there, a lot of what you do. And then what about target audiences? Do you find you have to help people to know who their target audience is? Like a lot of times it's too broad, or not. Maybe not.
I would say sometimes, but like a lot of the times, I wouldn't say we rely on them, but it's like, who you're selling to, or hopefully, you know your industry that you're selling to. Every once in a while, they do have like, oh, I want to maybe do this, and you're like, oh, I think it's more of like, this is the best way to target those people, not like, I'm telling you, you need to be going after these people type of thing.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And I always try to explain to people, I'm the expert in marketing and the nuances of how it works and how to target and how to create an ad. You're the expert in whatever it is that you do.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm going to defer to you to make sure that these audiences that I am targeting or these keywords that I'm going after are correct. Because I'll come up with all of the ideas, but I could be way off the mark because I'm not in a plumbing job every single day, taking those calls, doing that work.
Yep.
And so it is kind of a balance because we do have people that are like, hey, we're just starting out. We don't really know what those titles would be. You know, we know who they might be, but we don't know what they would list themselves as under their LinkedIn profile, right? And then we have to do more research and kind of then come to them with some audience segmentations and be like, is this on the right track? Is this what you're thinking? And then it's more of a conversation there. So more coaching, I would say.
So I'm hearing things like, it sounds like you're working more with like newer companies versus maybe older companies.
Not necessarily. No, okay. I think we have a good mix of both. I think that, you know, when, for example, like FM Hero was starting out, you guys were brand new, right? Mm-hmm. And also brand new to the market. Like nothing like FM Hero exists. And so that was a pretty big challenge, I guess, on my front. Maybe not so, I don't know about Liz, but because I'd always worked with companies that were established or had that whole, their whole package built out, and they had their promotions and they had their messaging and they had their websites. So I never had brought something brand new to the market in terms of advertising spend, and that was a little intimidating to me at first because I was like, okay, I'm responsible for making sure that all these people know about you, and how do I convey that message, right?
And we didn't take coaching very well, right? Like,
depends on which one of you I'm talking to. Adam, no.
But that's why he's not here.
Yeah,
but he's already good at marketing, so
debatable. Just kidding. But yeah, so I think we have a healthy mix of clients right now where we're able to have that creativity and helping develop their brand, helping develop their voice. And then also people who come to us and are like, hey, this is who we are. This is what we do. Get us a client, right? So it's that way it doesn't feel so overwhelming. If we were only dealing with brand new products that have never hit the market, it would be a whole different ballgame, right? It'd be a lot more work, and we wouldn't be able to be that white glove service as much as we are now, being able to help the clients that we do.
Now that you've done the start from scratch, what's your preferred scenario? Like, actually, I'm curious too, like, have you had people where that maybe they've had another marketing agency and they have not been happy with them? And so there's requests then to kind of raise the dead in that sense.
Yeah.
So what would you say is easier, give birth or raise the dead?
I don't know. I'm curious what Ryeelee's opinion is. I would say give birth, although actually giving birth, no thank you. Yeah, that was me. I personally think it's easier to start from fresh because you don't have you're not technically you're some sort of uphill battle, but it's like even harder, like digging yourself out of something that maybe failed than just like starting fresh. And I just prefer even if it's like a rebrand for a company, I kind of prefer taking that entire brand on, developing the whole thing, thinking of strategies on how to market them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that's where the designer comes in with her, right? Is, okay, I want to be able to create this, she has her own vision, right? And that's what makes her so great at what she does is she looks at the company, who they are, who the founders are, how their personalities are like, and is able to take that creatively throughout. My answer would actually be probably raising things from the dead, because my role in Google Ads and LinkedIn and social media and content would be data. And so if they have data on what wasn't working, that's easier for me to make a decision on, okay, what will work. Whereas with a company who has no established data, doesn't have even any benchmark data as to how they could possibly perform with said audiences, right? Like if you look at an HVAC company, I can find benchmark data everywhere, anywhere, right? I can talk to any other agency or any other connection I have. But with this specific product that we're just bringing to market that's never been another of its kind, I don't have that.
Yeah.
So when I bring it to the owners at FM Hero, I'm like, we can try this. I have nothing to compare it to. I have no idea how it's going to go. I have no idea what you can expect from it. But once it runs and I spend the money, we'll see what happens.
Right.
It might fail, it might succeed, and then we'll have to pivot. And so I think that's a lot harder for me.
Yeah, but and as long as you're setting the expectation, right, ahead of time, then that's just part of the game.
Yeah.
Part of what you got to do.
Yeah. For sure. And I'm very lucky that our first true like bring to market company is very understanding that that's how marketing works, and that's what you have to do in order to figure out where to go.
Yeah.
Where, you know, other companies, especially ones who have been burned by agencies, are very untrusting, right? And of course, and it makes complete sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think we talk to clients all the time, and potential clients that are like, well, I'm not sure if I'm ready to give my ads over to an agency again. Because the last time I did that, they took my account, and when I left, they took all of my data. They didn't give me anything. I have a call with somebody next week who wanted to take his website and host it on his own thing, and his web developer was like, okay, deleted everything. So just deleted it that day, that same day. So now they're an established business. They don't have a website anymore. So anybody who was going to that website, or they referred, or somebody has told that person about their work that they had done, goes to nothing.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, do they exist?
Yeah.
Like, what happened? Did they close? They must, okay, I'm going to go find someone else.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's also kind of, we saw that, you know, at the other agencies that we worked at, that the ethics aren't necessarily theirs. And so that's something that we pride ourselves on. Is like when we bring clients on, we're like, hey, you're going to own everything. You know, you're going to have the admin access. You're going to create the accounts. We'll help you on how to do that. But then you'll give us the access.
Hey, man, I don't have any admin access.
There's a reason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
You're not the marketer. Everyone's like, who added less? Take them off now.
Give them access to the behind the scenes ones that actually doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
the controller
when you're
yeah. We don't have experience with that yet, but we will, I'm sure. Yeah, and so that's also kind of one of the pillars of laser marketing is like full transparency. You know, if something goes wrong, you are the first people that we call. We're not like, how can we cover it up? What can we say? What are we going to, like, let's fudge the numbers. Let's just act like that didn't happen. That's not who we are.
Yeah.
And that's because we've seen that that's how so many people in the marketing world are.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons like we value the relationship. Because we know we're getting it straight. Like, hey, you know,
hey, I accidentally overspent on your campaign, but when I told you that, I also said we're taking that cost off of the next month's retainer. Big companies wouldn't do that. They would be like, oh, whoops, our bad, have a good day, right?
Sure, there's some line in the contract that
that
covers them.
Yeah, so, you know, we really pride ourselves on being very transparent, very open, honest, and just that's why when I was...
And I would say accessible.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like you're accessible. We have questions, we can reach out and call, you know, and have conversations about stuff. And I can call and go, hey, I got this idea, and you go, Chris, sounds great. Let's talk about that. And then, you know,
or we'll be like, what?
No, that's what you do when you hang up, right? But at least you take the call.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, when you hang up, you're like, what?
I don't know. Yeah, that's great.
So on what about the design side, Liz? The design side on design, you know, what's your processes like going through that?
Like starting from...
Yeah, I don't know anything about it, so I'm
we don't give away our secrets.
It's proprietary.
Well, that headset you're wearing is extracting information right now. You don't know it, you don't feel it, but it's happening.
What is my process? Oh, God. I mean, it's different for every client, really. It really depends, like, are they established or are we starting from scratch? If they're established, obviously giving, like, brand standards guides. I feel like I'm really, I wouldn't say, like, to a fault, but I'm very, like, oh, they have a brand standard guide. Like, they made it for a reason. And so we kind of need to follow that, like, exactly how it is, you know? I feel like, especially from working at Rapid, being a franchise business, like, you know, I put a lot of work into our brand standards and stuff like that. So I expected people to follow it. So if I go to companies that have it already, you know, I try to do the same thing. If they're fresh, you know, that's probably creating it, whether it's creating new identities or maybe they have a logo and we're starting there. There's a lot of different like paths, I guess, that we can start on. But yeah, I'm like, I feel like I'm very like systems oriented with design. Like, and I like to make sure everything looks consistent. We've tried to use like contractors in the past that are like, here, this brand is established, like let's make a flyer that looks like it, and then it's like, I don't know what you were looking at, but this way, like, are you colorblind? The colors aren't even right. Yeah, so that's like super important to me.
Yeah, well, one of the things you just did recently is worked on a campaign for There's No Space, right?
For what?
FM Hero, no space.
Oh, yeah.
Right? To get the brand standard, because people use a space between the FM and the Hero, and it's no space.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So you did a whole campaign just to, you know, address that and how the brand standard is out there. So that was cool, and that was a fun one, right? Stuff you guys came up with. So do you ever suggest changes to brand standards? Like you get in there and then you establish and you're like, all right, maybe we should talk about why this or why that.
Yeah, all the time. I would say the majority of like my changes they kind of like come over time. It's not like I'm gonna like have like a big sit down that's like, hey, I really think that unless something major, like, yeah, green really isn't the color for you guys. Like people hate green, you know, or whatever the case may be.
Right?
They might. Or for example, like if somebody was going international and they were using the color that, and like I feel like you don't really have this in the U.S., but in other countries, it's like some colors are like really bad, like you can't use them. So it's like, okay, well, you have to think about that. Like we're going to a different country, we can't use this specific color anymore. Oh my God, I almost knocked that over.
Hey, he's messing with our FM Hero action figure over there.
It's coming at me. But as far as like changes go, some of them just happen over time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you would wait for you till you have the relational equity.
Exactly.
To go in
I'm not
there
just going to go start changing things. And it's stuff like maybe I notice like, oh, maybe this font is too heavy or something like that. We need something a little bit lighter.
Right.
Or it's like something like your brand hasn't been refreshed in 5-10 years or something like that. Like we kind of.
That's the way we've always done it.
We hear that a lot.
Yes, we do hear that a lot.
That's why we're here.
But it's like, I don't know, some of it just goes so deep into like your website, for example. If you have the same website, you haven't added one page, one resource to it in 5 years, like Google's gonna like
they're
put that thing all. You're on page like 354. Like they don't even care about you. They barely even know you exist anymore.
Yeah.
So that's something that a lot of people probably don't know, though, right? Like if you're not updating your stuff, you're gonna get you're just gonna slowly crawl to the bottom.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's not really slow. They're like, you haven't posted anything in the last week, bye. Right? Like you haven't made a change, you haven't done this, because there are so many companies and so many businesses that are being even created every day, right? That are then being crawled. And with the rise of like AI, it's like even more competitive, right? And so really just trying to be on top of it and know that like you need to be consistently like reiterating your stuff in order for you to stay relevant in today's age is so important. And people are like, well, that's how we've always done it, right? And it's like, that's not going to fly anymore. It hasn't for years, but even more so now.
Well, and like SEO algorithms change all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And,
like
every
other month
with AI coming.
Yeah.
How do you guys stay ahead of changes like that?
I mean, just kind of like staying up to date with like industry news and stuff like that. Really like social media probably is the best way for us, just because we're already on there with our clients and stuff like that. So we see this stuff changing. I mean, even things as small as like Instagram image sizes.
The image sizes.
They've changed it like 3 times in like the past 2 months. And if you don't keep updating it, your images don't get shown as much. Like they get deranked there too. So,
or they get cut off. Like you think that you have a larger space than you actually do. And so you create an image that's larger and then you go to post it and information is cut off, or somebody, like you see half the face or whatever, right? So yeah, it's very important, and staying up to date with it is exhausting, but that's just the beast of marketing that we're in, you know. It's like we're constantly having to try new things and also cultivate that trust with our clients that like, hey, we will make sure that we stay on top of it because you need to focus on growing your business and we need to focus on like growing your business, but in a different way, right? Like it's,
Curious, I don't know if you guys want to have any thoughts on it or not, but there's a recent Cracker Barrel debacle, right?
Haven't heard about it.
Haven't heard about it? Okay, well, we'll just move right past it.
What's Cracker Barrel?
You know, Cracker Barrel and me don't have a good relationship after I ate it for every single meal on my way to Kansas when I was in 6th grade.
I thought you were going to say you got lost in the store.
I love that store.
So you have this like positive relationship on half the store, and then and then the routine of eating it on every stop.
Oh no, it was bad.
But they had a big, change of logo, so I don't.
Good or bad, all press is good press, right?
Right. All press is good.
Apparently, everybody in the country hated it, but like now everybody's talking about Cracker Barrel again.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's those annoying commercials, right? When a commercial plays and you're like, man, that was so annoying, but it got your attention, right? Those 3 other commercials you said nothing about.
Yeah, so you think it was staged? Like they actually put it out there, and then you go, all right, everyone hates it. Great, that worked fantastic. And they pulled it back.
I think
they actually wanted to change it.
It is always such a risk when you do a rebrand that's so drastic.
Mm-hmm.
You're always going to have these polarized opinions and options, and people like what they know. So if they see something that's so distinctly different, they're like, whoa, what do you think you're doing?
Right.
That's my Cracker Barrel, right? They have this like personal feel towards it. Yeah. And it doesn't matter if it's a restaurant, if it's an app, if you change the entire look of an app and people go there, they're like, wait, this isn't what I downloaded.
Part of that would tie into how devoted of a following they had, right?
Yeah.
That they got that upset over the change of the logo.
So weird.
And then
I didn't know people still went there.
I eat there.
People go there.
They have breakfast all day. Why would you not?
Or literally traveling. I think any refresh is going to have some opinions either way. That's probably a big point to bring up to like clients when they're ready to do it. It's like, just so you know, people are probably going to hate it, and maybe some people.
It drives me crazy because I always look at it like, like the tech companies. It's like, oh, you have a new logo on the desktop. Why do I care? Like,
exactly.
That still doesn't work. That still doesn't work.
Yeah.
Is the food good? Does the food taste the same? Can I get breakfast all day? Yeah.
I don't care about that.
And maybe it's just like the industry that I'm in. Like, anytime I see a logo get refreshed, somebody always has something bad to say about it. And they're like pinpointing like every little, and it's like you said, like, big refreshes. I see it with the small ones too. And like, I think like Gmail will change their colors every once in a while.
Really?
People are, you don't even know. But people get annoyed at that, and it's like, sometimes I think people have too much time on their hands, but also it's like the beast of
degrees though too, right? Like that.
Yeah.
The Cracker Barrel one was huge. Like the degree of the revolt was big.
And
where a lot of times you're always going to have the minor stuff.
Yeah, like because Liz is in the industry and she follows all the people that are noticing color changes, noticing logo changes, noticing spacing on the logo, right? Where I don't necessarily might not notice those things. I'm like, oh, okay, like maybe something looks different, but I don't know what it was. And she's like, oh no, they added 1.25 pixels on the top and on the bottom. And I was like, that's why you're the expert in what you are, and I'm not. And I think, but that is also a great point to make, like relating it back to marketing, is that Google, right, like one of the biggest names in the world, they're constantly doing little changes to see how far can we push this envelope, right? And then they're like, oh, okay, this one got real bad feedback. Maybe we should like claw it back a little. But those are the chances you have to take in order to evolve and innovate and stay relevant and be on trend, even if they're so minuscule that everyday people won't notice them.
And like when they're doing those types of things, they can pull them back really quickly and replace.
Oh, yeah.
As opposed to.
I mean, I guess depending on how far down the line they got.
Right.
Did they order signs already?
Right.
Like, man,
that would be a pretty costly mistake.
Yeah.
But then there's people like HBO that like to change their name every other week.
Gosh. They're going to be on like their 7th
HBO's
logo.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't it called like
Max.
HBO, and then it was HBO Max, and then it was just Max, and then it was back to HBO, and now it's and
they don't have signage anywhere, maybe other than on their buildings, so they just flipping the switch every other day.
No, yeah, and but it just proves that like in marketing, it's like if you're not constantly innovating, and if the companies that you're working with don't understand that you have to be doing that, then it makes it really hard to have a successful campaign or have a successful run with a company if they don't understand those expectations and the needs of, the squirrel attention span of the next generation, especially, right? TikTok, those videos, YouTube shorts, like you have even less time now than you did a year ago, 2 years ago, to get your message across and hook someone. And if you don't do it within that 2-3 seconds, she'll scroll right past that video. I'm like, wait, I wanted to watch it. Like, I'll watch a video through. She will not. And I'll be like, go back. I thought that was it had potential to maybe be funny. She's like, no, scroll past. But that is, that is the kids that are coming out of the like HVAC schools. Right? Those are like, that's the generation you have to get your message across quickly because they're a move on. And I think that, just kind of looping it back to chill under pressure and the theme, it's like the HVAC industry, those are the direct people that we're marketing to. Right? And so just staying on top and making sure business owners are aware of the things that are changing.
That was good. That was actually one of my questions if you had. So I don't know if you have any more tips specifically for HVAC companies. I mean, like
engage
you said,
with the audience. I think what we've seen with FM Hero is even people will, always have something to say. Everyone's very opinionated online. Just roll with the punches. I think there's so much, in like the contracting industry in general, whether you're a painter, a landscaper, in HVAC, plumbing, all of it is so, what's the word? It's just like diluted because there's so much competition, is that you really need to make yourself stand out, whether you do ridiculous videos, but you need to show your personality. And when people engage, whether they're saying, oh, this sucks, like, don't do this again, you're like, thanks for the engagement, like, sorry that you didn't like it. Check back next week for our next video, see if you like it more. Or,
right.
Hey, like you said, I'm never going to try this app. This sucks, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, well, would you just give it a try? It's free.
Yeah.
Maybe you like it more than you think, right?
You haven't even tried it.
Yeah.
You just
like,
said so.
And, this doesn't do what it meant to. And it's like, have you downloaded it? Have you tried it?
Yeah.
Because you should.
Yeah.
And, just coming back with kind of like, not rude or mean or dismissive comments, but just engaging.
Yeah.
And that actually causes things to have more views and more engagement. And then they're like, hey, they're a company that is engaged with their following. If somebody gives us if they give us an actual legitimate concern, hey, I downloaded it, it didn't do X, Y, and Z, we can take that and iterate it, right? And that's what FM Hero does well. But you need that engagement with the community.
Yeah, so there's no communication, there's no fix.
Yeah.
So if something's going on, if something glitched on an we do updates
weekly,
every other week.
Yeah.
If something glitched and we need to know, that way we can fix it. Go straight to the team, you can go straight to the dev team in the app and say, hey, this just happened. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And then it gets
We're always looking for feedback.
And that's what all companies
good, bad,
need,
or otherwise.
right?
Bad,
that clear line of communication.
Yeah, and that's what
not
all
gonna hurt our
companies
feelings.
need. I think that people have a sense of pride with their business, right? But if you guys were to come to us and say, hey, we see this gap in laser, I think you need X, Y, and Z, we'll take that feedback. And we're thankful for it because it's just us, So I think that's a big thing that companies need to maybe be more accepting of, especially when they're starting out.
Yeah. Now you guys will actually go out to job sites too, because I know you do some work with Glen Rose, American Home, Water, and Air, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've been to job sites and do stuff out there too. You bring like drones to get good footage, right? You want to talk a little bit about that? And
we're out there changing water heaters.
Whoa!
Oh wow! So Glenn brings you out, and then he has you do the work.
Then we get to film it, so.
Just so they understand what they're marketing.
I mean, we're not actually changing water heaters, but I think that's really important to like go out to job sites. We did that at Rapid a lot. Like actually seeing the work being done, understanding it, because I mean that helps a ton when you're marketing for it.
Oh yeah, like when we first started with FM Hero, I was like, what's refrigerant? What is this? And then she had, we had to explain it multiple times, and I'm like, okay, so the Freon. She's like, no. I'm like, okay, right. So the
like, don't feel bad. I know there's a guy in the
idea.
industry. I won't say, but he's been in the industry for a while. He's like, Les, refrigerant, is it a liquid or a gas?
That would be a question I would ask, right?
Right. I'm saying, don't feel bad.
But that was like me 5 years ago. Now I'd be like, oh, like the refrigerant canister, whatever, cylinders, like all the terminology. I'm still getting up to speed and being more technical, and I think that's where we want clients who will collaborate with us and be willing to correct like our errors. If I provide you with a resource that I wrote and I'm like, hey, I think this is really good, I send it to you guys, you edit it up, mark it, you guys are like, oh, sorry, I marked it up a lot. I'm like, no, perfect. Yeah. Because you're the experts in your industry. I'm the expert in how to get the blog out, how to get people to read it, where to post it.
And you've been out on job sites with us.
Yeah.
While we live demo.
I love it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that's, I think a really valuable thing that you guys bring to the table, is you're willing to do those things, and it helps with the overall outcome.
Yeah.
I believe.
And then it makes us feel like we're part of the team. We're not on different sides. We're not just trying to collect a paycheck and move on, right? Like, I really want to know about your business. I want you to be successful. Right. I know Liz does too. And
I'm like, come on, Ryelee, it's only 112.
I'm like, it's fine. I'll just sweat.
Just bring a bottle of water. You'll be all right.
Oh, no, yeah.
You're cold, you're hot. I mean.
Yeah, but, it's just part of the job. And I think it's really important to have that relationship with our clients, you know?
Sure.
Yeah. We will be doing something a little different. There will be a new product that we'll be launching. Not sure when it will hit the market, but it'll be more along the lines of growing a local business. So right now we have our white glove service. So we act as like that fractional CMO, or like the marketing team entirely, as if you had them internal. The next one is going to be more so of you want your ads run. You don't need really like that high touch point service. You just want someone to manage it, get you calls, get you leads. That's what we'll be doing. And we'll have a team of like experts that, manage those campaigns for people. Just wanted to, throw that in there and mic drop it a little bit.
Teaser.
But yeah, I mean, that's in the process. And
is that part of marketing, putting that stuff out there like that?
It is.
Marketing.
Marketing.
Yeah. Speaking of, how would people get a hold of you guys if they want to try out this white glove service or your new offering?
A delivery pigeon.
Marketing.
You just say marketing, we just show up on your bedside.
You call.
We're on everything, all the social media, Laser Marketing or lasermarketing.com. Yeah. And that's LZR, but it's not pronounced LZR.
LZR Marketing. Yeah.
I got props for getting it right.
Yeah. That was good.
LZR, Laser, people use it interchangeably.
Or just contact these guys and they know how to get a hold of us.
Call Les, Rodney, Adam, John, Glenn Rose. All of the above. Kirsten. They all know how to get a hold of us. We would love to discuss, even if it's just doing like consulting. If you don't need somebody to come in and do it, if you have somebody who's doing your marketing right now and you're like, hey, what can we improve upon? We've hit a plateau. We don't know how to get more calls. Is this working? We do that stuff too. Yeah. So
by the way, I'm wearing your shirt today.
Yeah, looks
Thank
great.
you so much. Yeah, we just celebrated our 5-year anniversary, and now it's wrapping. Yeah, Laser.
There you go.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming out and talking to us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
really enjoyed
the
conversation.
Roadmap to marketing.
Fun. Yeah.
The Laser Marketing Roadmap.
Chill under pressure marketing.
Yeah, marketing.
Marketing.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll end this off. I'm Rodney.
I'm Les.
I'm Ryelee.
And I'm Liz.
We'll see you next time.